Hey, race fans, are you infected with the sickness? Are you a raceaholic? Do you love racing? Oh, you more than love it. You're downright addicted to it. Oh, okay. So you eat, sleep, and breathe racing, whether it's dirt track racing, drag racing, road course, or off-road, motorcycles, trucks, sprint cars, stock cars, Formula One, or lawnmowers. Doesn't matter the shape or size? Oh, okay. Well, if you live to race or live for the next chance to sit in those stands, smell those fumes, hear those sounds, and witness the amazing acts of bravery and skill from your local heroes, well, guess what, my friends? You are a raceaholic. Wear your addiction with pride. Get on over to raceaholic.net and get your t-shirts, hoodies, hats, decals, license plates, and a lot of other cool stuff, and prove to the world that you are a raceaholic.
From the Raceaholic Racewear Studios in beautiful Gainesville, Florida, it's the Raceaholic Racewear Grassroots Spotlight. Now, here are your hosts, Josh Bolden and Dirty Dan Smith.
All right, and here we are. We're back on the Raceaholic Racewear Grassroots Spotlight. Man, I'll tell you what, Josh, I think we're spending a lot of time up there in the Great White North this week.
I think we are. It's going to be a great show.
I think we are too, man. We're spending some time at the Oshweekend Speedway. But this next guest we got on the phone, Mr. Brad Herron out of Brantford, Ontario, Canada. How you doing tonight, Brad?
I'm doing good, guys. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right, man. You had a busy weekend this weekend, didn't you, brother?
Yeah, we put some miles on this weekend. We went down to Eldora, watched the World 100, and never a disappointment. And that place is true to form. That was absolutely unbelievable.
That it was. I know we was talking off air about that, and it was a hell of a race this year. That was for sure. But hey, Brad, you're running in those Thunder stocks up there at Oshweekend too, and Wyatt was giving us a little rundown of what those cars are, what his was in particular. But what's your car all about, my man?
We run a 80 Camaro, more or less stock. I mean, they keep us pretty tight-laced on the rules package, which is good because it keeps it affordable, keeps it fairly level. Our car in particular, we run a 602 crate engine, power glide transmission, leaf spring rear end. You know, we're not really allowed to play too much with that stuff. Stock 8.5-inch rear end. It is what it is.
It is what it is, huh? Hey, you talk about the leaf spring rear ends, and we was talking to Wyatt a little bit about that. But what kind of track surface do you like? You like the heavy, sticky stuff, or you like the dry, slick stuff?
No, I'm honestly no good on the when there's a lot of bite in the track. I'm no good. I wait for the track to blow off and start taking on rubber, and that's where we really seem to have something for them.
And now you're a lot like I am. I like the dry slick. I think it actually brings a little bit of the driver out when you're on the dry slick track. With the leaf spring rears though, versus the coilover cars, getting cars to turn and rotate in the turns. Now you got those big sweepers, big sweeping wide turns up there at Oshweekend, but do you have issues? What's some of the issues you're facing trying to get these leaf spring cars to get rotated?
Well, honestly, I mean, we ran a metric car, like a Monte Carlo, for the longest time up there, and about 4 years ago, we sold that car and we got this Camaro, and man, what a learning curve to go from that metric car, which we had working pretty good, and then to get into this leaf spring Camaro. First couple of years we were out there, it was terrible. Exactly. Just trying to get it to turn. It was either. And honestly, the first couple of years, we just could not get the thing to hook up to the track at all. It didn't matter if it was tacky, dry. It was doing everything except going straight. And so we kind of, picked some brains and kind of watched and honestly just made some guesses, read a lot of books, and finally, the last couple of years, we were able to put something together and make the car turn. Really seems to me that when the track slicks up, with our car anyway, I don't know about Wyatt or anybody else running a Camaro, the front grip just didn't really seem to be there. You really had to loosen the car up. And it sounds backwards to what you would think conventionally, but that's
right.
What we ended up doing anyway.
No, I've got some buddies down here that you know, they run the leaf spring cars, and I've got some other buddies that run the coilover cars. But you know, my buddies that run the leaf springs, they tend to stick with tracks that's more of a Martinsville type setup, paper clip, you know, drag strip
Hmm.
type track. And I know, you know, with the leaf spring cars, you get a lot of bite, a lot of launch up and off. But like we was talking about, getting them to rotate in the center of the turn is where it's all at on them cars. But is that what you're finding, that you had the bite, you just couldn't get them to rotate?
Pretty well, yeah. See, Schwiegen in itself is a funny track because it's so wide and sweeping. It's almost like two tracks built into one. If you run right down, like on the inside against the wall, it's like what you're talking about, one of these Martinsville style. Really have to slow the car down, get it pinch off to try and get it to rotate to get a good drive off. Where if you're running the top, you almost didn't ever really have to lift because typically it would develop a halfway decent cushion. You could just lean the right rear up against it, and that would turn you.
Hey, Brad,
Yeah.
Wyatt was wanting to know how you're able to get his car to stick like you were.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He said Wyatt was wanting to know, wanting you to tell him how you get the car to stick like you do. I told Wyatt we probably wouldn't get an answer out of you, Brad.
Honestly, if I could give him an answer, I would. I really don't know. I mean, and nobody will believe me when I tell you this. We're running on some old, hard tires. I got a tire on there that's like 4 years old. Man, I don't know. I wish I could honestly give him an answer because I know there was probably more than one person wanting to know that, because it would just seem to me that when the track started to dry out, you know, we would start getting the comments. Oh, great, here we go, dry slick track, see you guys night. And it's like, well, hang on a second here, don't jinx me.
Now I'll tell you what. Last year when I was racing, I run into the same things. If the track was heavy, you know, we'd run top 3, top 4. But if the track slicked off like it did 90% of the time last year, there was a lot of people that didn't like it when I showed up. That was for sure.
Yeah. Honestly,
I do know a couple little secrets for those dry slick tracks.
I'll talk to you when we're done.
There you go. There you go.
Honestly, I don't necessarily know that our car was any slower or faster. You know, when it was tacky or dry or whatever the situation was, it just seemed to me that it was consistent. And like we could run, you know, when the track's tacky, you know, when the track's tacky, everybody's fast.
Right.
And it just seemed to me that we just were consistent. When the track was tacky, we ran the same speed as when the track slicked up. And, you know, we just had a few little changes that we would make to the car. And, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's weird. I don't like asphalt racing, but I like driving that style on the dirt. You really got to, you know, keep the rear end tucked in, not let it slide, not try and spin the tires off the corner. It just seems more technical to me.
I agree with you. I come from a pavement racing background. Last year was my first year on dirt, and it took a while to get a hold of it and quit driving it like a pavement driver and actually throw the car in and get it to transfer and set. But anyway, talking about that, you brought up tires. You're running some old tires. What's the tire rules up there? What kind of tires you guys running?
We can run 2 tires. We got a Hoosier E-Mod 40 spec tire. So it's like a 40 compound, or we can run an American Racer, which is basically the same. It's essentially the same tire. They durometer the exact same, just 2 different makes, 2 different manufacturers.
A little bit of tread style difference on those American Racers too.
Yeah, they're a little bit. They're a little bit different. And I don't know. I didn't really notice any difference going from one to the other. We ran Hoosiers to start, and then. We got hooked up with a guy at the local, you know, shop that we deal with, and they were an American Racer dealer, and so we just started buying American Racers. Yeah, that was it. The only thing I could say about the American Racers versus the Hoosiers is that they're super inconsistent. They won't, you know, you think, okay, I'm going to stretch this tire to get this stagger across the back, and it never stays.
I'm not going to say anything. How's that sound?
Okay, go.
Brad, we're up against the clock here, buddy, and we got to back out of here. Man, I could talk to you all night. This is what this show is all about. Grassroots racers talking to grassroots racers, and this has been awesome. I want to catch up with you again here in a couple months and carry on our conversation where we're going to leave off here. But in the meantime, I want to thank you for coming on Raceaholic Racewear Grassroots Spotlight and all the support that you've given us since we've launched this endeavor. And like I said, you have an open invitation to come back whenever you want, bub.
Guys, I've been looking forward to this since we started talking about a week ago, and I've been super stoked about this. And yeah, hopefully we can catch up into the winter time, and we'll go on from there. But this has been absolutely my pleasure, guys.
We would definitely get back with you, Brad. All right, we're going to get out of here and go to commercial. But there you have it, Brad Herron from Brantford, Ontario, Canada, and races at Thunderstocks at Osh Weekend Speedway. We'll be right back.
A new car, truck, or SUV could be waiting right around the corner for you. All you have to do is stop by Brian Bowman Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Seymour, Indiana, or give them a call toll-free at 877-818-0231 to speak with their knowledgeable staff. Their new and pre-owned inventories feature some of today's latest and most sought-after models. Already have your dream car in mind? Well, head on over to BowmanAutoGroup.com, fill out the car finder form. Not only will they locate your dream vehicle, but they will get it on their lot so you can give it a test drive. Be sure to check out their specials page while you're there with the latest promotions and offers, and feel free to explore financing options through their dealership. Brian Bowman Chrysler Dodge Jeep. They're all about the customer, so stop by and let them prove their commitment to exceptional service. And while you're there, let them know On the Cushion sent you.